So to get started today, I think we'll just do some small localized falling right here in the circle. We won't need to do all the rolls and stuff. And then we'll go right into a different gripping sequence, getting us to that 2-on-1. And then we'll go from the Russian tie through that series of decisions. For those of you who've been playing along for a while, you've seen it, but it's been a little bit since we've actually take a deep dive to it. So we'll roll through that, play that decision dilemma with our partners, and then at the end we'll do that I go, you go randori stuff. We'll get into more of that just because we're getting close to comp season. So to start, we'll just stay in a nice low squat here, chin to our chest, and then we'll just roll back as a collective and just do backwards break falls. So Tyler, come here. I want to make sure you're not hitting her in that frame. So just ready, go. And then just recover. We'll go again. Let's go. Whoa. One more. Ready, go. Now we'll stay in that low squat, and this time just take your right foot and go across like we're gonna sit through to do the Yoko Ukemi. So we'll just sit, and this way we can practice getting our hip to the mat and getting to that nice break fall again, chin to our chest. Ready? Go. And then we'll go to the other side. We'll go to the left. Ready? Go. And back up. Yeah, exactly. Ready? Go. And one more to the left. Ready? Go. Nice. See? Nice and easy. Yeah? Good? Okay. All right. So now with our partners, we'll start, Ryan, if I borrow you real quick. So we talk a lot about grip fighting in the normal sense where we get here, put our hand on the collar, and then we pull around at the top of the triangle. So now what I want to do is I want to go over our basic grip breaks from the collar. So here, we talk a lot about getting to that pistol grip position. Usually I add tension, but also we can add tension just in the movement of our grips. But here, we want to put tension on that and then break the hand down, or break the hand up, or if they're really strong, 2-on-1 here, connect our flesh to their thumb part here, break, and then bring it right back to the center. Right? We don't want to leave it here and expose the side of our body to our partner's advance. So here, 2-on-1, and break it in here. Okay? Questions on those? We've seen these. Should be real quick review, just a couple times each. Right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. About for everybody's sake, because it's probably worthwhile. When you get the grip, right, and you have this, and we were talking about how in competition it's not going to be as simple as here where we just lift and the grip falls off. So how do we make more tension? How do we get the grip to actually come off? One, get the grip to come off before it gets on, right? So as he's parrying in, that's when I want to catch so that I can control. When we're at the grip break stage, I need to create some sort of tension. So you'll see that I typically will put tension on their wrist as I'm moving. So I'm trying to still connect my power hand to his collar, so I want to come this way. As I do, I'm also putting tension with my pistol grip down the line here. So if he's holding on like that death grip you were talking about, we're here, right? So I'm just adding that tension. So now as I circle, when I come back, he's at the max extent of his lever length. So now all that's holding on is just the hand. It's not here where there's shoulder engaged and there's elbow and there's forearm muscles. Once we come here, we circle, and I get maximum extension. The hand's gonna be much more likely to come off, right? And then it's understanding the position of the hand. So if the hand is low, coming up is not gonna be very easy because I can't get the leverage underneath. Likewise, if it's way up here, good luck coming down to pull the hand all the way off, right? So if the hand is at our collarbone or above, sometimes it's the best route is up because it's the shortest path to getting it off. Likewise, if it's lower here, probably easier to break going down, right? Simple sounding concepts, but if you haven't thought about them, people overlook them. So, okay. So now we're here. We're in this position. We're trying to fend off the grip. We've made the decision that his grip's too strong and I've got to go 2-on-1. I don't personally like going 2-on-1, but for some cases it works. So here, we're gonna go 2-on-1. We talk about bringing it back. What I wanna do is I wanna pull him to me like an arm drag. When I pull this arm drag, I'm gonna underhook, pulling the wrist to my chest, and I wanna catch with both arms. Now I wanna lean into him so I break his posture, right? This is the position where we wanna execute our Russian tie from. So here, 2-on-1, we're gonna pull. As we pull, we wanna connect shoulder to shoulder and get that deep underhook, right? I don't wanna be here on the elbow. I wanna be side to side, I wanna connect, and then I wanna catch, and I really wanna start putting pressure on the arm, right? This is gonna be the thing that causes the reaction. As I start to increase pressure on the arm, he's gonna have to make a decision, all of which will be bad for him, okay? One more, so here, 2-on-1, pull, connect, and then start to really put pressure down, okay? Real quick on this, just 5 times. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Once we get into the Russian tie situation, we have a few options here, right? So we're gonna break the grip, pull in, connect, and then start to put pressure down. If this guy doesn't react right away, or he's not making a whole lot of big maneuvers, if I can break posture, all I have to do is just drive this hand down to his wrist, connect to the wrist, and then we have the easy ankle pick, right? So if they don't do anything, if they just sit there and try to like resist the pressure of being bent over, then just take the ankle pick for the easy takedown. So here, 2-on-1, pull, bang. Finish however you like. Okay? Questions on this one? This one should be pretty easy. All right, let's go. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Not bad. Like, it's not a bad idea to go for the calf, but the farther away from the end of lever you get, the easier it's going to be for me to put downward pressure to fight that. So like if you were to grab behind my knee, right, it's easy for me to do this. You grab the foot, it's really hard. Yeah. And so when you make the pick, come here. Yeah, like I'm like touching right here, and notice I'm like leaning in, yeah? Now it's just pick. And then, so you just gotta change your levels and come underneath it. Yeah. Whoa. But again, this is the instance where the person doesn't do anything, right? So, and that could be, right? Somebody's reaction to this whole situation. Go ahead and break college up here and do it. Yeah. So he pulls in. Some people may just start to go down, right? They might try to like sit into you. And so if that's the case, if they do that, if they go pull in, yes, pick that up and then shove it to the side so that they don't get the guard pull, you get 2 points for the takedown, even if they took themselves down. Yeah. All right, so now we'll look at another reaction. Good to see you, man. So here, break the grip, same setup, right? Everything's off the same setup, it's just off of what they do next. So this time he wants to turn and face me, right? A lot of people will turn to face. When they turn to face, notice the arm is getting bent, the hand's going towards the belly, right? So I'm not trying to keep this position where we're just chasing each other around in a circle. He turned to face me, great. Now, the orientation here. All I do is I step to the top of the triangle, so my foot comes right to the top. My outside leg is gonna reach across and it's gonna hook the far knee, right? It's not an inside flick here, it's across to the far knee. And then I just sit underneath him as I take him over my shoulder. So from here, in, I sit, and I take him right over the shoulder, keeping the 2-on-1, so then I can thread the needle and come up on top. So, 2-on-1 grip break, pull to the Russian tie. He steps, sit, flick, and then come up on top. Okay. So this is Sumi Gaeshi for those keeping track at home. 2-on-1, pull in. As he turns the corner, I want to keep the hand going towards the belly. If his arm is under, or if it's under tension out here, this throw becomes difficult to get in my own way. So as he turns the corner, we're starting to connect the hand into the belly. I pull into me, and we sit through, okay? Questions? Good? All right, let's go 5 times each. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll borrow it. I'll keep it this time. So we were just talking about like how the Sumi Gaeshi reaction here is dependent on him being able to square up with me. So if he's not super energetic about squaring up to me, like we're just kind of pushing here, one thing I can do is force the engagement. So I'll just backstep into that Uchimata-like position. right? We've done this where we've taken that back step and we throw the Uchimata, and this is just to get that leg light. When this happens here, a lot of times he'll try to square up. Now I've forced the reaction, right? So all I do is just come underneath, step, hook, flick. So it seems like instead of hoping for the right reaction, in this case, I can actually force it. So 2-on-1, grip break, pull in, back step, Uchimata, flick, come over. All right, so before he has a chance to settle and he understands the reaction that just happened, he's already going over for Sumi. So slower this time, here, in, pull in, keeping tension on the wrist as I back step in. All I'm doing is just back stepping so that we're looking in the same direction, hitting the foot, causing that reaction. When that reaction happens, this foot just gonna go to the top of the triangle. I sit underneath, and over he goes. Questions? All right, let's go on this one. 5 times each. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Go to the next one. So you'll see these are all like a series based off the same starting point, and it's just based on whatever our opponent decides to do for their reaction. So again, same 2-on-1 grip break. We pull back into it. This time, instead of him not doing anything, instead of him turning and facing, he's gonna try to reclaim his arm, right? As he tries to bend his arm to bring it back, I don't have the opportunity here to go in for an Uchimata. I'm in the wrong position to step for Sumi Gaeshi. But what I can do is I can follow the arm, push it right to his hip, and pull him right on top. So this is all because of his reaction, right? If he's not pulling this arm back, this throw doesn't work, right? He can't be completely based out and then I try to just dive across his body, it's not gonna work. But with good pressure here, and I'm pulling and I'm putting tension on the elbow, this is what makes it uncomfortable to the point where he starts to take his arm back. As he pulls the arm to him, I just go with it. And I come up on top. Okay? Questions on this one? When you dive across, you're trying to aim, just like we did for Sumi Gaeshi. You want to put the hand to the hip, and then you want your head to follow. So my head is going to go across his body here, and then I'm going to fall right in front and bring him over. Okay? Good? All right, let's go 5 times each. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like this one. Oh yeah, got the last one. I forgot, my favorite. So we're here. This time, bang, we pull in this way, and we don't get a big reaction. What we get is we get him trying to post up, right? So sometimes people will take that far arm and they don't like the pressure, so they'll either reach to the head and try to push it away to make space, or they try to just push and turn. When they push, they've crossed their arms up. Now all I have to do is just keep this tension and go to the back corner. So as I do, I'm just gonna turn my hips, step, collect. This is where I gather the body. So I've let go of my underhook here because as I've turned, now I can control this. I step through for Osoto and we go to the ground. This one is this one in reality is a very real fast reaction. So you've got to already have this one kind of planned out in your head. Here, you pull through. As that post comes, you turn it over. And it's just a matter of getting the hips engaged. So as I pull through, when that hip, where the head hits, I'm pushing into that post, I'm bringing the arm with me and collecting. This is the secret, here to here. Because if you notice, turn it, right? My foot's already equal or past my partner, so Osoto's right there. But it's not like I'm back here and I've got to reclaim a step. All I had to do was here and pivot, and then I'm just collecting his body. I'm just bringing it close into me so we're connected at the hip, step through, and then I just drive him into that corner, okay? This one's pretty simple, but go slow at first and then try to build up the repetition to get to that speed so that it becomes this reaction here where we're bringing him over. As soon as the hand hits the face, you're turning towards it. Okay? Questions? All right, let's go. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Give me a second. What we'll do now is we'll go with our partner and we'll just kind of play a game. Uke gets to kind of pick and choose their reaction, and then Tori needs to adjust accordingly. So get to the grip break, get to that single arm, or get to the Russian tie, and then once you get in, then Uke gets to pick. Like, do they want to square up? Do they want to pull their arm back? Do they want to post on the head? And then just whatever your reaction is, go with the throw that we've done that counters that reaction. Go slow at first, right? Give yourself time to process. Only go as fast as you can think. So if you're trying to nug through the details, slow it way down. We're not trying to win any medals today. So. All right. Then you can sit in the corner and you can do these to yourself. Yeah. All right, let's go. We'll go back and forth. I'll just put some time on the clock and we'll just work through. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, same partner go for the minute and a half and then we'll switch people. Could, but yeah. Turn and collect. Really fight your head across that post. So when he pushes on your head, really turn your head into it. Don't let him keep your head offline. Turn into it. Yes. All right, so now switch. So if you were Uke, now you are the Uke. So you get to choose your reactions. Mix them up, then like I said, go slow unless you guys start to feel it, and then pick up the speed a little bit. Ready? Don't forget about the, I was like, don't forget about the ankle pick. There it is. Nice, Jordan. Step underneath. Yeah, when you get that leg up, throw Sumi. All right, change partners now. Get different body types. Switch them up. Don't worry, you're all right. All right, let's go. Yeah, don't forget to give them the ankle pick too. Woo. Nice. Oh, nice. All right. Other person now. Oh. Ryan, nice decision, man. That was great. Yeah. Real smooth, real quick decision. Wow. That's 2 in a row, man. But you felt where the pressure was. You came underneath it and it worked. It was great. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, tough to get it. Yeah. All right, switch one more, get one more new partner. I think that everyone's had someone tall, someone short, someone about the same size. I think that'll work out well. Dude, Jordan, that's great pressure, man. That fucking jeez, dude, like, Ryan just looks stuck. Great choice. Woo. Nice. Did everybody get a chance on this one? We gotta switch. One more. Opportunity for break balls. If you're going to keep the underhook when they post, is you've got to start fighting back into that post, right? Here. Sumi, the post, Osoto. Osoto too, make sure when you guys switch your hips, you're pulling them onto your hip. So we don't want to do, once we get past them, we don't want to be here, right? We want to connect hips together, because now when I go to throw, my hips are pushing his hips already. Right, so and that's just standard for all the Osotos that we do. Whenever we're stepping behind somebody, we want to connect hip to hip. All right, that way when you sweep, you push your hip, you're pushing their hips too. That's how kind of get that big lift on the throw. All right, cool. Thanks everybody. Tell all your friends.